First time I remember Theron or knew about him was I knew about their family. Because my kids, I was in the carnival and I was meeting the wrong kind of kids. So I decided that I wanted to find a family that believed a little bit like we did. So I got acquainted with his father. I took my kids out to meet him. And then there and then found out I had some little cars, and he'd come up there on State Street about 23rd South. He was one of my best customers to ride them little cars. And that's where my kids met him, and later on he was called into the service, and I don't remember just how Gene got to meet him, but anyway, he was down there in the service in Phoenix, working in the airplanes and guiding the airplanes in. And I can't remember whether Gene married and went down there or just how it was, but anyway, that's the first I had anything to do with him. And then he used to come out and see the family out in Rose Park. And then his brother George, him and Ruby got together. So he married a couple of my girls in the family. And that's about how I can remember how we got started to knowing the family. So that's about all I could tell you. It seemed like it's from then on why we become pretty good friends. The more we knew one another, why the friendlier we got. And later on we moved over to Seattle, Washington, out to Bothell, Washington. And I think Theron got out of the service, and I think he came out there to visit for a while. And George, and he got out of the service, so he came up there and began to live up in Bothell, Washington. And then later on, he went and bought him a home up there. We finally moved back here to Salt Lake. Then we were guided to move down to Orem. And it seemed like Theron was in the selling business, and finally he went to Idaho and set up his business of advertising and selling advertising equipment. And that's all I knew about Theron, was from selling advertising materials all over. And kind of worked in the potato business. I had built a potato seed cutter, and so him and Gene and that, they go out and cut potatoes some. And I kept building a better machine. Finally I built 8 different machines before I got what I really wanted. And Theron still stayed in the advertising business. And then Viola lived down in Orem. I lived up here at Luella, and here in Salt Lake. Later on, Luella got sick and died, so then Viola moved up here in Salt Lake. And we went over here to Eileen so that Viola would have some company. And that's about the way that things have worked out. So that's about all I can tell you. So I'll leave it up to somebody else to tell you what they know about what went on.
Hello there, Roy Peterson here. Today is the 30th of January 1983. I hear it's your birthday Saturday. I guess you'll be 35, huh? How old will Theron be?
51.
51? Oh, yeah, we're all getting older. Anyway, I have a lot of fond memories about some of the things Theron used to do. I remember, I don't think I really knew him the first time that I knew the Pollards. We went with Henry Minky and Ray, and we went out to Bingham Copper one time, and we went under the underpass at 33rd South, and there's a little store there that had Dr. Pepper, 24 case bottle for, I think it was $1 or $1.20. And so anyway, it's a nickel a bottle or something like that, or 99 cents a case, I think it was, for 24 bottles. But then later on I found out that that was his dad that had that store, and I guess Theron was probably in there, and that they ran the theater. And then when Theron started dating Jean, and he was in the service in the Air Force, and one time he went skiing with Lothair and Paul and myself and Ray, and the last time down the hill, he said, this will be the last time. They decided to go one more time. So he went, they said, we'll go one more time, it's the last time down the hill. So he's going really fast, and he tipped over and ran a ski pole through his leg. And he had to drive and get down to Luke Air Force Base the next day, or had to leave that night, and so it's kind of a problem. And then, like Dad was saying, he went up to Washington and a few things like that, but I won't talk about all those things. In fact, main thing I want to say to you is, last year you said, man, I'm going to change my life. 1982. You said, man, I am going to change. I'm a new man. And I thought, well, that sounds good. You know, that's really good. Theron's going to change. He's really going to accomplish something. He's really going to do something. And I thought, that's great. Fantastic. And almost every time I see you, then you talk about something. Boy, you're just really going to do something. You're just really going to do something, make the world better. And lately, you meet with you, and it just seems like you forgot all about that. I mean, not that you forgot about it, but you just don't mention it anymore. So I just say to you, if this is any encouragement to you, if I can be any encouragement to you, I think that the way you're talking, a lot of things you're saying is important, and I think you ought to write about it and do something about it, because that's the way life is. When a person goes through something, they say, well, I want to improve the world, and I want to help other people, so they do something about it. So I just hope wish you a happy birthday, and hope you follow through with your good ideas.
Got it turned on now.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I saw Theron, seemed like he was some kind of foreigner. I can remember him coming in the south door. He had one of these little silly hats on. He come in to get Jean to go take her on a date. And he, howdy. Kind of something different, strange, a little different than what we was used to. I thought, boy, that guy, he sure is some kind of foreigner. He was so dark, hair dark, It seemed like he was Greek, I guess. Of course, when he started going with Jean, then he couldn't hardly wait to get married. He wanted to wait a while, but his dad was anxious for him to get married. I guess he was really concerned about his boy being in the service. And I forget how long they went together, but he got married in June while he was in the service down in Arizona. So they moved down there, and of course they have enjoyed him, and he's been a real worker. Really tried to make a business going, trying to get his something for his children. He knew that was the main thing in life.
I guess it's on when it
He's
starts.
been quite a worker all of his life. Oh, I'd like to tell you happy birthday, Theron.
This is D. Pollard, signing off. Thank you very much for joining us, and see you later.